What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action, sporting in the blue color, playing as Oranos. His name is Tunison. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Loki. His name is Count Von Count. The map is Savannah, and this is a best of 5 series for the postseason. This is the relegations. The first round of the relegations is the safety game for the champions players to avoid having to go and play against the challengers, or the victorious challengers, the top 4 challengers. So this first game here between Tunison and Count Von Count is a lifeline game. The winner, safe. The loser will have to fight for their position in the next Champions League Season 4. Speaking of Champions League Season 4, changes that you guys might want to see in Champions League Season 4. I'm very interested to hear what you guys want to see in regards to format, in regards to length of the tournament, in regards to maps, in regards to all of that other good stuff. Would you rather see, I don't know, players being able to pick their own map like in Season 1 or 2, or did you enjoy the more random style of maps we had here in Champions League Season 3? Would you like more variety in maps? Maybe some more static maps could be another option to go down. Lots of different ideas to go down. Interested to hear what you guys are really interested in seeing. Now, keeping in mind, Champions League, the idea with Champions League is to make it as similar to a ladder game as possible while keeping the tournament interesting. And what I mean by that is, while we could potentially have some unique maps, having cheesy maps, having gimmicky maps, so to speak, things like King of the Hill, they kind of don't fit the theme of this tournament, but they might fit the theme of a different tournament. But that's enough of that for now. We now have the map starting its way up. We've got the Rhinos getting eaten up here for Count Von Count. He is picking Loki. He has put a temple down on this position. It looks like the Citizen spots that as well. In fact, it indeed does. He needs to make a decision right now, and he has made that decision. Count Von Count can play around this by dropping some wall segments here nice and fast if he sees it, but he's not paying attention. The Citizen is coming forward as the Ulfsark retreating around. He's got the speed advantage, but he wants that up. There's one. There's two. There's not quite enough there. He did not quite build those wall segments well enough, as Tunison going to be chasing that one around. Now we do see the Oracle Scout coming in to cause some problems. Another wall segment coming up. Another wall segment coming up as we see the shockwave coming in. Count Von Count's Skraeling is now idled, as this is going as bad as it possibly can here for Count Von Count. But Tunison here, he's no longer training villagers. He's now going up to the next stage. He's 9 seconds late as the Ulfsark here trying to get in onto this temple. And this might be all over for Count Von Count already in this game. Do we see another Ulfsark coming out? Not just yet, but there it is. So Count's going to have to change game plans here very, very fast, as his temple has been denied. A mana coming up on this position. And Tunison going to be very, very happy about that. Count Von Count going to be kicking himself for putting the temple that close to the hunt. The idea was great, but he just couldn't get those wall segments down. If he had, that would have been a huge loss to Tunison. Getting your wall segments down is relatively difficult unless you use the hotkey, because the double click doesn't quite work as best as it can. But you can just put the best way to do it, I think, is to build yourself the wall going away, like a longer wall, and do that 3 times, and then just right click on all of the wall segments to create the box if you don't have the hotkey set up. as Forseti now on the way for Count. He's changed the game plan. I imagine he was going for a more of a Heimdall rush idea, but now Forseti on the way as the units are going to start coming across the map. Going to be hitting this hunt very, very hard here as the Hersa has started up. Count's got a lot of resources in the bank. I wouldn't mind seeing like a second temple get thrown down at this point, considering how late Count von Count is advancing here, as he does see the Promethean offspring coming in. That Hersa will be wanted to bring back onto this position here and defend his villages. Those villages can just shank away at this point, as now Tunison is starting up the production. If we take a look at his economic upgrades, he has none. And the Ox card, actually, the unit of choice here wants to target down now, as Loki does have the reduced HP on the Ox guards for whatever reason. He does have that reduced HP there, so they can get killed off much, much easier. And now the units are going to start motoring across the map. Effectively here, Tunison, he's going to have to sit in his main base. He's got himself 5 goats, and he's got himself the chicken. He hasn't defended his watchtower or his towers just yet. So he's simply just going to be pulling off of that hunt. He's only got 4 gazelle left really there. So it's not the biggest of deals to be leaving it at this point. There's not a whole lot of hunt left on this map either. Though there is hunt here. So I told a lie. There is actually quite a bit of hunt on this map that Count's going to be missing out on. Hall of Thane's coming in relatively quick here for Count, as the Tunison medium Terma are going to start, and Mermilla are going to start looking for some dwarf kills. As Count's going to sit out here, see if he can defend this one. Not wanting to lose that troll, as the Hersa coming through and get a little bit of damage done onto this position. As the Hersa retreats back, the healing spring going to be healing up the troll that's taking a little bit of damage here. As those Hersa, you've got to be careful with them because he doesn't yet have Hall of Thanes. As Tunison turns around, going to be pushing these units back into the main base here. Count has now started to have spent all of his resources, though he is floating some resources. I imagine that's for watchtowers here, as Count drags his troll back as best as he can, but it looks like it's going to be going down fairly soon here on very little HP, as the Hersa retreating or moving back in with Hall of Thanes now. They might be able to take this fight at this point. Watchtowers is now being clicked up, as Tunison, he obviously is going to need this, but there is a huge opening, so to speak, for Tunison to be targeting down this gold mine. This Watchtowers does take 20 seconds to research, and the units will be leaving away from here now as well. This Watchtower here has not been protected either at this point, so he's going to have to fix that one up as the game moves along. Scout's going to be retreating back into his main base. We do see the chicken now coming up as well, finishing those, and he will have to move on to those goats. Not a whole lot of units left or food left in the main base. For those of you just joining now, the temple was completely denied in the start of this game by Tunison. As the house is going down, Count, he needs to kind of take this fight here in a way. Fighting underneath the watchtower with that troll in a good position. We do see Tunison turning around, happy to take it himself here. This might be good for Count von Count, though he is retreating away here. He's got the opportunity to get some heroes, some myth unit spawns here from his heroes. There's another house going down, and the unit's going to be moving straight back in onto this position. You do have to remember, with a watchtower, it's a really, really big help to defend these sorts of positions, especially if the town center can get into the fight as well. This Count is trying to micro this one to the best of his ability. A troll spawn not going to be the biggest of helps here. More Hersa popping out. Count's got not very much population here. Another troll spawn coming through here for Count von Count, but is it going to be enough? As the troll tries to retreat back, those dwarves could have jumped into that fight as well to help out, as Count is desperately trying to garrison his Hersa, get them back up to full HP here. The troll goes down, and Tunison pushes the villagers back up. Oh, they aren't troll spawns. They're just coming out of the temple here. Count's got to be fixing up that waypoint here. He's not done that, as he's losing those trolls, which are vitally important to help him stay alive. As we see the dwarves moving up to the top side of the map, but the oracle is already on that position. The villagers have actually moved over to try and eat some hyena at the top corner here as well. As more houses going down, the blanket of Empress actually has been dropped here as well. But we'll see how fast Tunison is going to get over to that top side of the map. Tunison now with enough resources to drop a second town center if he wants to, leaving the hunt over here as well. We'll see what his decisions are going to be. moving forward here. There's also another relic up here that hasn't been grabbed, the Flagstone of Buhan. Not going to be that big of a deal as the dwarves now making their way up to the top corner here, seeing if they can get away to safety as Tunison is going to be scouting around. Will he spot the red units here or not? It looks like he has not found them as Tunison, he might be getting hoodwinked here as the villagers sitting idle on this point might get spotted as well. Tunison does know there's a gold mine up there, so he might be checking that one out a little bit later as the units are scouting around. These villagers here now moving down. If Tunison spots those villagers here, he will stop the scouting. He'll stop the attempt at finding those dwarves. The dwarves have now been found, though, and Count, he has to basically retreat back, though has this given Count von Count enough time to kind of be alive here as the villagers trying to sneak out onto this food over here, but Tunison has already spotted that one. Count's going to be retreating back. The unit's moving up here as well. The dwarves going to be coming back over onto this gold mine here as these villagers on this position here able to start chopping wood down. Tunison's got plenty of resources in the bank as the Hersa pushing back. Nice play from Tunison to stay away from the fighting and just taking those villager kills where he can. 1, 2, 3 villagers were taken out there, it seems. 4 villagers, maybe if that's not a Murmillo. It looks like it's a Murmillo, though. Not sure. But now Tunison here, he loses one of his Hersa. He's got a Count von Count loses one of his Hersa. Count von Count's got a very, very tough fight to go here as those trolls here are going to be doing a lot of damage. We do see the shockwave coming onto them to stop the DPS for a little bit to allow those Hero Murmillo to get onto them. Another troll spawn coming through. Count's been a little bit unlucky with his myth unit spawns in this game. Not getting a Valkyrie, not getting an Iron here when it really counts. And it does look like Tunison at this point will be able to prevent or halt. Well, he should have been able to win that fight, but he retreats away as the army now moving forward here up to the top corner of the map. As Count's got himself 57 of 105 population here at this moment. He's lost his temple as well. He's only got the 1 military barracks, or longhouse there, I should say, 1 military building. As the medium Murmillo pushing through, the troll's going to be retreating back home. And Tunison will be able to clean up all of Count von Count's trolls here, most likely, as they are also coming through. Pickaxe also coming through. And Count von Count cannot figure out how to find his way back into this game after that disastrous opening there. Getting that temple found, man, I mean, Count von Count had the food. He was ready to advance. The temple was like half completed and Tunison just came through and he couldn't get the wall segments up. And he would have had to do that twice because of the shockwave. Though he could have run around the temple once and then dove into the wall segment again, deleted that. He would have been okay to do that. But Tunison, great decision making to take that advantage there and punish the greedy temple placement. If Tunison had just put it back a little bit, he saw the hunt, put it back a little bit, he would have been in a he wouldn't have been spotted. It would have been in a much better position, and he could have completed that, or at least executed what he wanted to do here. But unfortunately, could not manage to make that happen as Tunison walks away with game number 1. A very easy win for Tunison here. If you guys enjoyed it, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.